All right, it is time. This is Infinite Investment Game. I talk about alternative investments and collectibles. This is not particularly investment advice, but hopefully you will learn a lot from this and become a better collector. And hopefully, if you do invest, you'll be much smarter at it. And please like, comment, and subscribe. So, what I'm going to be talking about today is I don't know where this world is going to, but we're talking about graded VHS tapes. It's so interesting because graded VHS tapes were very cheap. Probably there weren't even graded VHS tapes weren't even a thing 3 years ago. Probably 3 or 4 years ago, a lot of these VHS tapes I saw in like certain kind of like vintage stores or whatever. Like I lived in North Dakota, so there are a few stores in the middle of nowhere that have VHS tapes that are literally for $1 to $5. And now some of this stuff that's graded is selling for hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of dollars. Another craze that's happening again. So let's talk about some of this graded BS crap that's going on right now. So if you don't know, like what most collectibles, if they put it in some plastic and give it a number and tell you the quality and say it's authentic, and it doesn't matter if the grading company's been around for 40 years or 4 months, people put all faith into it and they value it by like at least 10x for whatever reason. So it's just such speculation. But basically, VHS is the video home system. So a lot of people who are, I would say, Gen X, some baby boomers, Gen X, and probably millennials are familiar with VHS tapes. It seems like the most expensive VHS tapes and the rarest ones are mostly from the 70s and some from the 80s. Because let's be real here, you were a kook if you thought VHS tapes was going to be a thing. There was something wrong with you. Nobody, nobody was hoarding VHS tapes, man. I wouldn't say nobody, but very few people hoarding VHS tapes. I mean, if they're in great condition, you can get them authenticated. Hopefully, they're preserved, and you can get an evaluation. As far as I know, these grading companies don't give pop reports. So IGS does not give pop reports. I don't know how you should feel about that, but yeah, they don't give pop reports. And then you have different grading standards. The grading standards are 1 through 10, 10 being the highest and probably pristine condition, and 1 being the lowest. These can be quite rare, especially these aren't on the list of that we've sold recently, but the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Halloween, other big time movies that came out in the 70s. I would say maybe the first Star Wars movie, 1977. It probably came out in 98, 90, I mean 78, 79, instead of 77 for VHS. There's some things that can give you deductions when you're grading it. So you have like slight withering of the corners, but keeps a good shape. Corner point is minimally rounded and is normal shape compared to its other corners. Extensive deductions are if you have extensive mashed corner, or punch a hole in the corner area, or extensive smash corner that cause a crease. Obviously, if you're gonna try to speculate or invest in this market, I wouldn't say do 50 hours. I would say do 100 hours at least. There's so many VHS tapes out there. You want to get stuff that's ungraded if you're a collector, and I totally understand if you're a collector. But one of the things is Back to the Future sold for $75,000 in pretty good condition. 80 plus. Back to Future is a classic. 80s film. I don't know. I mean, Ghostbusters, I guess, so for pretty big. And also Jaws is big too. It's kind of like a horror movie. I think Jaws is a horrible movie though. If you look back at it and you watch the original, I don't know if people are really going to be able to watch the stuff though, unfortunately. And I don't know if really grading is going to preserve the case. I think that's the issue. Because I think with VHS, the nostalgia of it is not just looking at the case and everything, but having the ability to be able to watch it. And unfortunately, you can't necessarily do that. So I think that this is a thing that probably ends with millennials. And you had to been a very different individual to be hoarding this stuff. Yeah, I mean, the Back to the Future had an $80, $79, 79 and 95 cent price tag, and a near mint copy sold. No, this is for the Empire Strikes Back. For Star Wars, it's $12,500. That's really interesting. I wonder what A New Hope would sell for, but Top Gun sold for $17,500. Whoever sold that is smart, just because you had the movie that came out recently, Maverick, and in the feature auctions, there was like 260 VHS tapes that were graded that sold, and it brought in a net total of $584,750. So that is quite impressive. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about. So I guess the average is at least $2,000, which is really, really interesting, per VHS tape. Because not too long ago, you could have got all this stuff for literally dollars. I don't know what's going on with the world, but IGS is basically the PSA, and I think VGA is starting to get into VHS tapes as well. But IGS is the main grading source for VHS tapes. They're probably going to do Blu-ray discs. I think that's a mistake. I think there's other stuff that could be like investment opportunities, like the Jurassic Park, the original Star Wars trilogy, and then Beauty and the Beast, The Shining, and Animal House are also interesting. I mean, the original Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger is $32,500. That one makes a little bit more sense, I guess. I wasn't really as big into Back in the Future. And then what else? What else do we have here? I it's just so much speculation on everything. You just put it in a slab, it's worth money. I should just put a piece of paper in a slab and it probably double its value. Probably just make my own company. Dr. Frankenstein, Castle, and Freaks is another one they released in '74 that people are probably gonna go after. Sealed Star Wars from 1977. I think sealed is $3,500 without grading. The Lion King Black Diamond Classic Edition is $6,750. This is all stuff that's looks like it's not graded. Top Gun, $8,200. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, $28,500. Star Wars New Hope is $35,000. And Beauty and the Beast Diamond, the classic Disney seal, sells for $239,000 that had to be graded. So there's already auctions that are six figures. What I think about the VHS market, I think it's similar to video games. I think people are forcing things and rushing things to happen too fast. It's not really happening organically, and I think long term it's gonna be crushed because of that. And then also, I don't think it goes past millennials who really want to collect this stuff long term. There may be a few things, but for the most part, all that stuff is going to decline in value, and people are just going to be hoarding VHS tapes for no reason whatsoever. But I do think this is can teach us a lot about the collectibles market in general. And if you've been in sports cards, been in Pokemon, been in Yu-Gi-Oh, been in other stuff, you've seen the hype trains, and you're just less likely to get caught up in it. If you get in really early and buy the right stuff, you can make a lot of money. But I don't think it's necessarily the economic climate to actually do that. So, with that, if you want to get into graded video games, I don't think it's a horrible idea, but I think you just be careful. And really, the best stuff, it seems like stuff from 1970s and a few things from 1980s, and it's really the rarest stuff, but also the stuff that is valued the most in a sense of it's very nostalgic. It had a large audience. Was box office when it first came out, and because no one saw VHS tapes as an investment, those ones that are factory sealed are likely to be worth more, and you should look for those. But yeah, that's my video. Tell me what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and talk to you later. Peace.